Hi there. Welcome to Connor is Raw, which is what I'm now going to title this podcast because, you got to have a title. I know it's probably not the most original title, but there you go. Yesterday we had a 205 Live. Full disclosure, I don't have cable. I'm a poor man, and I can't afford cable. So until that day, I can't really cover Raw or SmackDown. So it'll just be network stuff, pay-per-views, and general news if it's something I can talk about. So I'm going to talk about 205 Live today. I want to say it was a pretty good show. It had some good stuff, and then some kind of just It was good. It was good. I'm going to say it was good. So, and then I'll talk about some of my thoughts about 205 Live because I've had a few for a little bit. So first up, we got our first match. It was Cedric Alexander and Grand Metalik versus Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Fuck, I get Metalik right, but Gulak, I'm gonna instantly just fart all over that name. Sorry, Drew Gulak. All right, so first off, it's cool to see Grand Metalik on television on the 205 Live show. I know he did a lot of main event stuff, but it's cool to see him now. It's he's the essentially the runner up in the Cruiserweight Classic, and he's finally getting used on television. I like what he does. I like his moveset. First we get Tony Nese comes out and he kind of stands on the entrance ramp for a little bit. I don't know if he's been doing that for a while because I 205 Live I try to catch. Now that I'm doing this podcast, I'm going to make myself watch it as often as possible, pretty much all the time. But he's counting his muscles and he's talking to the camera. Basically, he starts counting his abs and good stuff. Good heel work. I don't know. That's not very. It's heely, but it's just because, oh, boo, you're smug, boo, boo, boo. I don't know, that's not, he needs a character. He doesn't really have a character. He's a premier athlete, but what is that? That's an entire roster of excellent athletes. And so what's a premier athlete, Tony Nese? You let me know. Drew Gulak comes out and he cuts a really great promo. Full disclosure, I'm pretty biased about Gulak. I love his stuff. I love what he does. I love his style of wrestling. I thought the stuff he did with Mustafa Ali, the no high fly and stuff, I thought that was really good, and I think they should have done more with that. Honestly, I think he should have picked up the victory. I'll get into my wishes for Drew Gulak in a little bit. But no, I like them as a tag team. I think them as a tag team is really good. I'm into it. Sorry, I had to drink some water. I'm curious what their plan is with Metalik. Because Kalisto, I don't really see them doing a whole lot with Kalisto. They kind of use Kalisto to get squashed by dudes and pick up surprise victories over the dudes that are squashing him. So I don't really know what they're planning on doing with Kalisto, but I wonder if Metalik could be the next Rey Mysterio, the next big luchador in that company. They always try to find that luchador, like Sin Cara was supposed to be it, but the less we say about Sin Cara, the better we all feel, I think. Not to hate on Sin Cara, but I think to call Sin Cara a dud would be pretty accurate. I don't really think anybody can say Sin Cara worked out the way they wanted him to, at least. If he sells merchandise, that's probably what they'll say. Hey, he sells merchandise, so, there you go. But if, you're talking about the next Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara definitely never reached that level. I don't think they gave up on him pretty early on in his run. So back to this matchup. Metalik had a great slap on Drew Gulak. That was loud, and then he hit this really great moonsault. That was it was beautiful. I think they should definitely be using him as often as possible. I think he does good stuff, and 205 Live needs some variety. It's been a lot of the same wrestlers over and over again. they kind of just switch out feuds and stuff. Like, okay, so Brian Kendrick just got done with this Akira Tozawa feud, so now he's going to feud with Jack Gallagher, who just got done feuding with this guy, because Austin Aries is gone. So now Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick are in a feud, and there you go. And it's the same 4 people essentially feuding with each other all the time. That's why I liked the Drew Gulak-Mustafa Ali feud, because it was something different. I don't know what they're going to do with Cedric Alexander. That guy is really good. He's just awesome. Everything he does is awesome, and they're kind of just having him do matches and show how awesome he is, which I can't really complain about that, but it'd be nice to know if they have some plans for him. The stuff he did with Noam Dar was cool, but after that, it's just kind of like, okay. That can't be the only way you get Cedric Alexander to have storylines is Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. You can't just do that. Like, what are you going to do with that? And then what are they going to do with Gulak? What are they going to do with him? He's so good. He's such a good heel with a great moveset. I love what he does. He's got a great character. It's excellent. What are they going to do with him? What are they going to do with him? I think he should be the champion. I think he should take the championship off of Akira Tozawa and be the champion for a while. That's what I think. I think Drew Gulak would be a great cruiserweight champion. Excellent. And it would help his cause, his statements. I want his shirt. Drew Gulak is so good. And they just use him as a jobber. It's sad. I don't like it. But it was a pretty good tag match. Cedric Alexander picked up the win with the lumbar check. And it was good. It was a good match. It was a good open to the show. The crowd was really into the show until kind of the end, which I'll talk about when I get to the end. But probably because the SmackDown main event. So the crowd was alive, which is really good for 205 Live. Because if you get a dead crowd in 205 Live, it makes the show drag bad. And it kind of makes it like even a great match is hurt by that. So it's good when the crowd's into it. The crowd was into it. That's my point. So we cut to a backstage thing. Noam Dar, Aria Daivari, and Lince Dorado, who I'm also like, what are they doing with that guy? I like his mask. They should do something with that mask just because I like it. Noam Dar has such a great shit-eating grin. I love it. I love it so much. But Neville comes in, and he just looks like crap. Like, he hasn't slept since he lost his title, and it was awesome. And he throws a chair, and he's angry, and it just awesome stuff. It was a quick backstage segment. It didn't go too long, and it made a point, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. There you go. There's some positivity for you. And then our second match is Brian Kendrick versus Mustafa Ali. I see big things for Mustafa Ali. I think he's got tons of babyface charisma. He's an excellent wrestler. He's a great high-flying wrestler. I think the stuff he did with Drew Gulak really showed off what he can do, and he always pulls out something new, which I think is awesome. I really hope they do something with him. Maybe he takes the title off of Drew Gulak after Drew Gulak is the champion for a while, because, man, wouldn't that be sweet? Sorry, I got something in my throat. Mustafa kind of dominated for the most part. Then Kendrick started using kind of heelish tactics to hurt his opponent. And then it looked like he was going to break Mustafa Ali's ankle in the stairs for a second. And then Gallagher interfered, and he looks like intense, and I like it. I mean, I like Gallagher as the cheerful gentleman chap that he is, but to see him look like, I'm gonna fuck you up, Brian Kendrick, I liked it. I like that character shift a lot. I kind of hope they stick with it. He had his hands taped up. It was cool. I've never seen that Gallagher. I want to see more of it. And then we cut to a backstage interview before a match between TJP and Rich Swann, and those fucking glasses. Oh my God. I like Rich Swann. I really do. He just seems like a colorful character, and those glasses. Oh man! And then Aria Daivari comes in, and he does I forgot exactly what he said, but it felt like he had just read his script and he had just memorized his lines and he was saying them for the first time. And I like Aria Daivari, but that was That was a little bit painful to listen to. Like, all right, good line read. Great line read. Ariya Daivari, you really got it. I'm not going to, because, he's a wrestler and I am speaking into a microphone and staring at a webcam. But, I don't have a podcast if I'm not critiquing things. So what am I supposed to do? Yeah. But he wrestles good. So there we go. He can't hate me. So we get our third match, which is a Rich Swann versus Ariya Daivari. I love Rich Swann is a great seller, and there's that thing where I forgot exactly what the move, but basically Rich Swann, his head meets contact with the apron, and he kind of he does that like cartoon. It's almost cartoonish, but it works for Rich Swann. He kind of just does this dead stop, and then he just falls to the ground, and it was really good. Kind of a slow paced match, which was kind of a bummer because that first match was a pretty fast match, and it was I enjoyed it a lot. And then the second match, Mustafa Ali is pulling out all kinds of great wrestling moves. He goes from a sunset flip powerbomb to a kick. I liked it a lot. So to get to this match that's kind of slow, kind of meandering, and then TJ Perkins comes out with the distraction, and he's on crutches. And then Daivari picks up the win with that. It's not a good match. Kind of what the problem with 205 Live is sometimes, where you have these cruiserweights and they can do spectacular things in the ring, but you're not doing anything with them. You're just not doing anything with them. I don't understand. Like, you have to wrestle the WWE style because we don't want you guys to get injured, and I get that part, but I don't know. This is your main event, and it's just a slow, plodding match where Daivari dominates for a while, and then Rich Swann mounts his comeback, and then TJP comes out to distract him, and then Rich Swann loses the match. It was kind of disappointing, and that was your main event. That was not the main event, but that was the last match. That should have been not a barn burner, but at least pretty decent. That should have made it didn't do Ariya Daivari any favors, other than he picked up a win. It didn't do Rich Swann any favors, and if TJP is actually injured, what was the point? So they can have that feud still going, and it's just not a great match. Kind of a downer note. And then we go to the title celebration, which I don't really like talking segments ending a wrestling show. I mean, if it's done right, I enjoy it, and this was done right. I liked this a lot. Titus O'Neil comes out, and he's awesome. And he starts off with he's going to introduce a man who needs no introduction. Kind of made me go, But then he quickly follows it, but he's about to get one anyway. And I was like, nice save, Titus. That was excellent. Good job, Titus. You saved that. You saved that bad introduction. Then Akira Tozawa comes out. Oh God. I didn't think I was ready for Neville to lose that title until SummerSlam. So when I saw that he won, I was like, oh God. And then he comes out with the title, and I was like, yes, he looks great with that title. He comes to the ring. He starts to cut a promo. You can tell he was probably actually choked up about it. You could tell that winning that title meant a lot to him. And I like that moment. And then Titus O'Neil is fucking around in the back with wine, and he gets wine all over them, and Akira starts, kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And then Titus O'Neil kind of turns it around, and they do this whole little dance thing, and I liked it. Titus O'Neil is an excellent manager, and I think he has done a great job with Apollo Crews and Akira Tozawa. And if this Dana Brooke stuff was serious, if Dana Brooke is seriously represented by Titus worldwide, I think he'll do great stuff with Dana Brooke. Who would have thought that if you're gonna make it a win guy? Who would have thought that he would be the highlight of WWE right now? At least one of them, because he comes in, he brings out the best in the people he manages, and I appreciate that a lot. And then my only problem with this really was the audience started doing what chants, and this is kind of where I soured on the audience, just because oh God. What are you guys doing? Stop it! You Why are you wedding? Stop it. Oh my God. I know you all paid your tickets to see the show and you feel entitled to do whatever the fuck you want while you're while you're there. But my God, you are not the show. You are not the show at all. So stop stealing the show. This was a really nice segment and you start wedding people like, boo. Boo the audience. Boo. But anyway, Titus O'Neil turns it around by basically calling the audience out and saying, now, if you want to know what this is all about. And then Neville comes out. And he looks like shit. He's got bags under his eyes. And he looks crazy. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. And he cuts a great promo. And he basically says, you have only 4 days of your... I can't do the accent, so I won't. He's like, but you have 4 days until the reign of your title reign is over, and then that title is back to the rightful king of the cruiserweights. And I almost kind of want him to win it again and be like a Psycho King. That would be pretty sweet, but I don't want Akira Tozawa to lose that title. So, it's kind of like, I don't know what I want. I'm going to stick with my prediction that Akira Tozawa now retains because I thought he was going to win it at SummerSlam, not the Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam. But here we are. Neville looks like he hasn't slept since he lost that title, like I said before. And I just think that's great character work. That is great character work. The audience eats that shit up. I eat that shit up. And I just think, what awesome character work. I want to see Neville move on to the main, not the main Raw. Okay, well, this is going to get into a thing. If you're like me, you watch a lot of WCW documentaries, and most of them are kind of bashing WCW. And a lot of them feature like the smaller guys, the guys in the cruiserweight division saying, the main guys wouldn't let us get over, even if we were over, and we would get punished. And the WWE has a cruiserweight division. Now, if the rumors to why Austin Aries left are true, which I don't know if they are, so all I can do is speculate. I don't know if they might be true. I wouldn't be surprised if they're true. But to stick your cruiserweight wrestlers in this one division where they can't do anything else. It's like, so if Neville doesn't win at SummerSlam, where does he go from there? Assuming he loses this feud overall with Akira Tozawa, what does he do? What are they going to do with these guys? Is he going to get in a fucking feud with, God, I don't know, like Cedric Alexander? Like, for nothing? That would be cool, I guess, but what it'll be about? I wouldn't be surprised if 205 Live has like 2 writers. 2 writers total, who also probably write for Raw. And it's like, oh shit, we got to write some 205 Live stuff. Oh fuck. Oh, okay, there we go. We wrote it. It's on a napkin. I got mustard on that napkin. But we wrote 205 Live, so we're good. And I don't, which kind of contradicts what I'm about to say. I feel, excluding NXT, is 205 Live secretly the best WWE like show? Because I love SmackDown, and Raw's a thing. 3 hours of Roman Reigns is our guy, and you just have to fucking deal with it. But Raw is good sometimes. But 205 Live, I don't know. I think it's got some good stuff going. I think if they keep fleshing out characters and getting more guys in there, I think 205 Live could be a big deal. For me personally, I don't think they can sign anybody else until they really make that the show to be at. I know there's a lot of talk of Lio Rush coming to 205 Live, and I'm just like, what would he do? Take the title off of Akira? Okay, I that's not bad, but okay, then what next? There's like 6 people on that roster. 7, 8 maybe. You need more. And you really need to just do stuff with them. You have all these guys. Put them in storylines together. Do something with them. For fuck's sake. Just do something with them. And my final thing, because this is going to be kind of a short podcast, is, can 205 Live really be one of the top shows that it needs to be? I would like to think so. I really would. I think that would be pretty great if 205 Live could reach that level of relevance that a SmackDown and Raw have, because it's got some great talent. I think the only way to really do that is to let your guys do their shit, let them do stuff. Let them have those matches that made you go, oh, well, fuck, we should have our own cruiserweight show. We should bring the cruiserweight division back and give them their own show, except not let them wrestle their style. Nope. I mean, I get why, because injuries are a thing and you don't want to have to pay for all of these, medical costs and shit like that. So I get it. But at the same time, it would be nice to see 205 Live be exciting. I don't necessarily think it needs to not be live. I don't think it should be filmed right after SmackDown, but it's cheaper, so I can't really, can't argue with that. But at the same time, I'm like, you got to make it, you got to give the audience a reason to watch it. And they've been doing that, but you got to give them a fresh audience to enjoy it, not an audience that's exhausted after a SmackDown where you have AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, and every 5 seconds you're screaming because one of these guys is doing something really cool. And then you go, okay, 205 Live, you guys get to go out there, but you can't do the things you normally do. All right. Go out there. Have a good hour of television. I like 205 Live. I'm going to keep watching it. I want it to be good. I want it to succeed. I feel like it's on its way, but it's still got a long ways to go. So I guess the question is, does Akira retain or Neville win his title back? I'm going to say retain, but then it's just a matter of where does Neville go from here? All right, guys, thank you for humoring me and listening to my podcast. This is Connor is Raw. I'm Connor Bradley. You guys have a great day.